What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Joshua Mason here. On this video, we're going to talk about how to deal with competition and competitive energy. So I have a long history of competition in my blood. I was a wrestler and then I trained and competed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for about 6 years all around the world. I won the 2010 World Championships, 2012 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Pan American Championships, 2013 Abu Dhabi Trials, and I won like 50 or 60 other tournaments as well. If you're new to this channel, after my jiu-jitsu competition life, I got very, very sick. I spent 4 years traveling around the world searching for answers to my health. I had severe depression, panic attacks, insomnia. I did some crazy stuff, all kinds of biohacking tools. I spent like $1 million on my health, and I even drank my own urine and got stem cells injected into my brain, and even lived in the Amazon jungle for 9 months drinking ayahuasca 31 times. Now I am fully healed, vibrant, awake, alive. I have an epic life, and I teach high performers how to heal and awaken. So competition is everywhere. It's on the TV, Netflix, movies, social media, in our own families, our own friend circles, in business, corporate America, sports, of course. Even the animal kingdom is in constant competition with each other. Even plants are in competition with each other. Competition is life, competition is nature. The world is more interesting and more sharp and more incredible because of competition. Even ourselves, most of us are at our best or better than we would be without competition. So some spiritual people will try to transcend or meditate their way out of competition and pretend it doesn't exist. Personally, I think this is utter total bullshit. So how do we handle this constant, incessant competition and competitive energy that's all around us? I have 6 steps for you. Step number 1, compete with yourself. You can only compete with yourself, especially yourself yesterday. Comparisons don't work. You can't compare yourself to the people you see on social media or your friends or your cousins. They literally don't work and they don't have any logic behind them. A person's life and where they are and the success they're achieving, their well-being, their consciousness, how they be in the world comes down to so many things. Their childhood, their choices, their genetics, their diet, their life, their family, their upbringing, where they live, the culture, their past lives, their karma. It's like this insane calculation and calibration of so many details and facts and multiple lifetimes and soul level things and timelines that to compare yourself to another insanely multifaceted organism is a joke. The question, who is better, John or James, is such an insanely ridiculous question if you actually understood the spiritual complexities of it all. So as a general rule, don't compare yourself to anybody. There's always going to be people who are more badass, tougher, stronger, bigger, faster, more muscles, bigger dick, bigger boobs, get more women, get more men, more popular. There's always going to be someone bigger, better, and badder out there. And also a little side note to number 1 here is compete in things that actually make sense for you. You know, you can look at, like, let's say me, for instance, I had a severe back injury in 2017 and I stopped training jiu-jitsu completely then. I also went through a crazy journey with my physical body and my health, and I'll never be as good of a fighter as I was. I could put every ounce of energy I have into being a good fighter right now, and I will be a fraction of the fighter that I was 6 years ago. I already won the t-shirt. I already infused that into my soul. I got the gifts. Now my soul and my spirit is on a different mission. So the game that you're competing in, make sure it's in alignment with your soul and your soul purpose. If you look at someone like Chuck Liddell, who was fighting Tito Ortiz, both of those guys were 7 years overdue for retirement and they still fought each other. It's not a game that they should be playing in that moment. It's not in their highest, who am I to say, right? In my opinion, it's not in their highest purpose for their physical well-being or even their soul journey to be fighting at that age. It's no longer the type of arena that they should be competing in. Number 2, be humble in victory and defeat. Conor McGregor said it absolutely best.
But I am always humble in victory or defeat.
And he also failed miserably at following his own rules when he lost to Dustin Poirier and he was on the ground, leg shattered, and his ego just couldn't accept defeat.
There was no check. There was not one of them I checked. Your wife is in me DMs, hey baby, hit me back up, I'll chat to you later on. We'll be at the after party, the Win nightclub, baby. You looking bitch, you little.
And the whole sentiment on Conor McGregor actually changed after that fight. People stopped liking him. People stopped seeing him as a hero. He followed the adage from Batman, which is,
you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
so when you win or when you lose, you have to have humility. If you get the girl and someone else doesn't mean you're better than them. If someone else gets the girl and you don't, it doesn't mean they're better than you. That humility is that even ground that doesn't take you too high or too low. I think even Kobe Bryant said, you know, Kobe, how are you so good? He said, I never let myself get too high, I never let myself get too low. Humility will keep you grounded and will keep you fighting another day. Another little piece to number 2 here is this amazing movie that I saw, Crazy Stupid Love. It's such a funny movie, and you see that everyone is in love with someone who's not in love with them. And that's kind of how life works. We're always fishing for attention, wanting attention of people, and at the same time we have people who are fishing attention from us, and we're rejecting them, we're being rejected by someone else, and it's this grand game where you're constantly wanting something, not getting it, someone's wanting something from you, you're not giving it, and none of it means anything. Humility is the acknowledgement that none of it means anything. Number 3, possibly the most important one here, learning how to lose. There's an awesome story from 2012 when I won the Jiu-Jitsu Pan American Championships. So for the year prior to this tournament, I fought one guy 3 times, and he beat the piss out of me 3 times, twice in front of my family. He choked me out in 30 seconds in front of my family twice. He made me look like a child. He embarrassed me. And in 2012, we're at the Pan American Championships in March, and there's 144 people in the tournament. And we are lucky enough to be on opposite sides. I'm lucky enough to be on opposite side of him, and so of the bracket. So we both win, and now there's 72 people. We both win again, and there's like 36 or so. Win again, 18, win again, 9, win again, 4, and win again, 2. And now we're down in the finals after both having won 5 or 6 fights each. And we are about to fight each other in the finals. And I channeled something inside of myself deeper and bigger than I have ever channeled in my entire life. I beat the shit out of him, and I even got it on camera. Lucky enough, my dad was recording his screen while he was in a restaurant watching me in New York from California.
Dad, you want spaghetti and pomodoro sauce?
What?
You won!
And he didn't even show up to the podium photo, and he never competed or trained again. I never heard from him or saw him ever again. And this was a guy that was the most dominant blue belt, probably pound for pound in the entire jiu-jitsu scene at that time. So champions know how to lose. You're always going to lose. If you're really challenging yourself, if you really are all in, you will lose. When you lose, have the death and come back and keep going. Number 4, learning how to win. I never really knew how to win until I started jiu-jitsu. I mean, I was winning in wrestling. I had like 18-6 record. I was also a world-class Warcraft 3 player, and I played nonstop every day for like 10 hours a day, and I was really, really good. I was ranked 14th in the country at Warcraft. However, I really didn't learn how to win until my jiu-jitsu days. And the thing that was so powerful for me was catching my breath. When I was at a jiu-jitsu tournament, I had 2 paths. One path was obsessive ruminations and thoughts and fears about my opponent, his name, his record, his tattoos, his cauliflower ears, and my failures and why I'm such a small little Jewish boy and I can't actually fight. What am I even doing here? Okay. Then the other path was my breath. That was it. Losing was my mind and my thoughts and my ruminations. Winning was my breath and the present moment. When I stayed with my breath for the entire jiu-jitsu tournament, I always won. Winning is a skill set. You have to learn it, live it, breathe it, taste it. If you don't taste what it's like to win, you're never going to be able to consistently win. And the only way to taste victory is to keep moving forward. Number 5, competition is everywhere, and no matter what you do, you can't avoid it. People are going to be sizing you up all the time, judging you, putting themselves up against you. Are you the alpha? Are you the beta? You're going to be doing it incessantly with other people. Even women do this all the time with their friends. They're competing, you know, whose boobs are bigger, who's sexier, whose skin is better, who gets better guys. It's non-stop. Men are even crazy enough to basically analyze every single conversation. Did I do good in that conversation? Did I win? Was I alpha? You know, every dinner you go to, how was my presentation? How do people think of me? Competition is everywhere. The only thing you can do is use the energy. It's actually can be intoxicating, invigorating, and make you a better person if you use that energy. If you find yourself jealous all the time or analyzing other people on social media, use that energy, dive into your mission, your purpose, film videos, write blogs, do whatever you want, get really good at something. I always say, if you're jealous, it's simply because you're not on your purpose and on your mission. When you're in your flow state, you don't have time to think about anyone else's path. You don't have time to count anyone else's money. Number 6, the only game that you can truly win, that you will take with you from lifetime to lifetime, is your unshakable, unbreakable presence that you cultivate within yourself. There are no shortcuts to this. You can't fake it. Deep presence is one of the ultimate currencies on this planet. Simone Weil said, "Attention is the rarest and greatest form of generosity." The way you be in the world on a day-to-day basis is the ultimate measure of competition. If you are present, you are winning the competition, okay? Women and children are an amazing, if you're a man, your woman is an oracle for your presence. You could have millions of dollars, you could buy her the best gift every single day. Guaranteed she will rebel if you're not present for her. An awakened woman is never going to be satisfied with money, with gifts, with vacations. She demands your presence. And if you don't give it to her and you think you're in control, guaranteed under the surface she hates you somewhere, she wants you to fail somewhere, or she'll cheat on you. And the same goes for both sexes. It's really irrelevant. You can't buy your wife. Children, of course, demand your presence as well. They demand your attention. You can buy them anything you want, but children, how much presence they get directly correlates with their well-being, their nervous system, their success, and how they fit into society and function as a human being. There is no shortcut for presence. It is the ultimate currency, and cultivating it deep within is a constant daily practice. Anytime I get far away into some other people's business or other people's work, I come back to myself, I do a 10-minute meditation. I thank God for still being alive after the crazy journey I had. I remember how small I am and minuscule in this grand game that is life, and that humility makes me a fucking badass. So competition makes the world go round. Don't avoid it, don't fight it. It's like a river that's flowing whether you're flowing with it or not. Play with it, dance with it, let that energy intoxicate you and keep you in your prime. That's all I got today. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell below. Leave a comment. I will read every single comment here. I want to know if you're enjoying these videos, what else I should be talking about, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.